the Outdoor Archives. What a beautiful winter day out here, just above the freezing point. A little bit of wind, but I'm far enough tucked into the woods here that it's not going to bother me. And you're probably asking why I've got this ridiculous looking belt on. Reason is, next weekend I'm going to spend a day out with some friends, and we're just going to spend the day out in the woods and build a bunch of stuff. So I've got all my tools on here, just kind of testing it out to see how it feels. So far so good. If you have any interest in that, let me know. I'll make a video. But we're not here to talk about the belt today, but what we are here to talk about is the Condor Hudson Bay knife. You can see it's a pretty big size cleaver, and I've actually not used it yet, so I'm kind of excited to get out here and use it for the first time and tell you guys what I think. So let's get going. Okay friends, here it is. Condor Hudson Bay. First thing, look at this sheath. Nice stitching. It's got a nice welt in there, nicely finished, Condor logo. Got a bit of a dangler here for the belt. And it's very secure, but if I do really rock this, it will come out with extreme force, just to let you know. But in general, this is a really well-made sheath. Now this is going to be made out of 1075 carbon steel, so you do need to take care of it or it will rust. Overall length, about 13.5 inches. The handle, about 4 3/4 inches long. So as you can see, this is no small knife. It came to me pretty sharp, and I generally left the edge as it was. All I did was about 2 or 3 minutes of stropping, and it kind of took it to the next level. Not quite shaving sharp, but a knife like this is going to be used for a lot of hacking and slashing and batoning. So really, I don't think it needs to be that sharp. I think that the edge needs to be pretty durable, and we'll see how it holds up. Pretty thick spine here. Nice, they're just calling it hardwood handles. Feels really nice in the hand even without the gloves. I have big size hand, and it just seems to just fit. So yeah, I've never used this thing before. First impression, is this thing out of a horror film? Imagine some psycho walking by, you know, with this. I think it'd make a pretty good horror film. But we're here to test it as a camp knife today. So let's find some wood and do a little bit of testing. Okay guys, here's a piece of wood. See how it's gonna slash the edges here. I don't know, maybe make a little peg or something. Yep. Actually works very well. Very, very well at that. One thing I do notice right off the bat is the handle's a bit slippery. I don't know if it's these gloves, they're pretty worn, pretty old. Try it with just my hand here. Better. A little slippery, but better. Yep. Let's see how this guy. We'll do a little bit of limbing. Good. 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 Yep. Got a piece of beech here, and this is really hard wood. Not the easiest thing to split, so see what happens. Oh, like effortless. No problem at all. see how this knife slices. Nice. All right, so far so good. Knife is holding up well. I don't see any issues with the edge at all. One thing I don't think I've mentioned yet is it does have this, I don't know, I'm going to call it a textured finish. You could see here. Actually, I kind of like it. I don't know how long it's going to last or how they've done it, but it does look pretty nice, and it's smooth, so I don't think this is going to impede you while doing any batoning or anything. Spine here looks a little bit on the smooth side here as well, so I don't know how well this will strike a fire steel. We're going to try right now, though. Not bad, but I think I would consider hitting this with a little bit of sandpaper or something just to make this edge a little bit rougher, and would probably get more sparks out of it. As it is, I've got to use a bit of force, but it works. Well, you're still here, so I guess you must be interested in this knife. So I'm going to give you my final thoughts after my initial impressions of this knife. Really impressed with it. Starting right from the sheath, well made, stitched nicely, and I believe Condor is known for making quite a nice sheath as well as a decent knife. This knife is going to cost you around the $60 mark now. It went up when I bought it some time ago. It was the $50 mark, but it looks like it's gone up. And I checked some recent prices; they're around $60. I don't know what else you're going to get this size for around that price, especially with such a nice sheath. Full tank construction. A couple things that I didn't care too much for. The edge here just needs a little touch up, easily fixed. The scales, although they are nice, they do work. A little bit more texture would be welcome, because when this knife, I mean, you're going to be hitting and whacking things, and I can feel it sort of moving underneath me, and these are a little bit on the smooth side. Again, a little bit of sandpaper, put a little bit of grip tape on here, put your own texturing in, no problem at all. I do like this knife, and I think that Condor has a winner. Another con, it's around 1.5 pounds, and when you're getting into that weight, you know, you can also consider small axe or a hatchet like this one here. Your preference really. I'm a little bit more partial to hatchets, but that's just my own personal experience and my own personal likes. I am going to keep this knife on me, and I'm going to, you know, test it a lot more, because I'm so far pretty impressed with it. Hello YouTube, thank you for joining us in today's video. If you enjoyed what we have to offer, why don't you consider subscribing to our channel. We've got lots of knife reviews, axe reviews, we've got outdoor adventures, ATV rides, fishing. We just like being in the outdoors and enjoy filming it. So I hope that you'll join us in the future, consider subscribing, and really hope to see you in the next video. Thanks.